Stephen Colbert names the only component inside the international worse than Trump. And you! Stephen Colbert reacts to his display's cancellation and guidelines at Trump Connection. Late Show host Stephen Colbert picked up on new comments by Rep. Nancy Pelosi, D. California, who didn't preserve returned when asked about President Donald Trump. He's only a vile creature, Pelosi advised CNN, the worst factor at the face of the earth. But Colbert wasn't willing to head quite that far. I don't think that's entirely fair. I think he's the second worst thing, in between consuming half of your sandwich earlier before knowing it's moldy, and that fish in the Amazon that swims up your pee hole. The fish in question is the kangaroo, although that popularity is likely a fantasy. Nevertheless, it did give Colbert an idea. I guess what I'm saying is, pee hole fish 2028, he joked. See more in his Tuesday night monologue. Stephen Colbert reacts to his show's cancellation and pointers at Trump Connection. When The Late Show with Stephen Colbert premiered in 2015, CBS made a big deal about the debut of the talk show. Nowadays, almost as much attention is being paid to the upcoming end of Colbert's talk show. After all, as opposed to CBS replacing Colbert with a cherished host, the network is canceling its talk show completely. While The Late Show is winding down, Colbert continues to speak out on the most important news of the day, like when he currently called a Donald Trump scandal so deeply unsettling. With that in mind, it is not surprising that he just spoke out about the CBS canceling his show, and he was very open to the concept that his show may be ending because the network desired to please Donald Trump. Stephen Colbert called out CBS for canceling his #1 show. On November 3, 2025, GQ published a transcript of an interview it had just conducted with Stephen Colbert. While talking to the outlet, Colbert discussed a wide range of topics, with the cancellation of his talk show being the most notable. When asked how he felt when he discovered CBS was canceling his talk show, Colbert revealed that he was taken by surprise. Colbert then discussed how being canceled is the nature of the business, best to contend that his show was a success in the ratings when CBS pulled the plug. I was surprised. Listen, every show's got to end at some time, and I've been on a group of shows that have ended, sometimes by our lights and sometimes by the decision of other people. And that's just the nature of show business. You can't worry about that. You gotta be a big boy about that. But I think we're the first #1 show to ever get canceled. In response to Colbert's remarks, the interviewer to GQ stated that his talk show had been #1 since 2016. That inspired Colbert to tell a story about a conversation he had with a friend while trying to deal with the news of the cancellation. I called a friend of mine who's also in late night, and I was trying to work out my feelings, and I said, "You got any thoughts on this?" And he goes, "No, nobody's going to have any thoughts on this. Nobody's ever been the #1 show for 9 years in a row and then been canceled. And so that surprised me." Colbert called it reasonable to suspect CBS canceled his show to appease Trump more. In July 2025, a CBS News article included the end of a lawsuit that Donald Trump filed against CBS for how the network edited its Kamala Harris 60 Minutes interview. Ultimately, CBS and Trump reached a settlement that resulted in the network paying him $16 million. While talking to GQ, Colbert questioned CBS's decision to settle the lawsuit and agree to that payment. "I don't know. No one's ever going to tell us who decided to cut a check for $16 million to the President of the United States over a lawsuit that their own lawyers, Paramount's own lawyers, said is completely without merit. And it is self-evident that this is damaging to the reputation of the network, the enterprise, and the news division. So it is unclear to me why anyone would do that apart from currying favor with a single person." Over the past several years, Trump has repeatedly called out Colbert and expressed frustrations about the jokes that he made on his talk show. While discussing Trump and CBS's lawsuit, Colbert said that it would be therefore reasonable to inquire if CBS canceled The Late Show with Stephen Colbert to appease Trump more.